Okay, think about this for a second. What if the very same tech that sometimes feels like it's erasing the past could actually be used to bring ancient knowledge roaring back to life? Well, today we're going to look at an initiative that's doing exactly that. It's tackling a silent global crisis, and in the process, it might just change how we think about language, tech, and culture altogether.
So, first things first. To really get what's at stake here, you have to understand just how big this problem is. I mean, we all hear about mass extinction, right? But it's not just about species. We're losing entire worlds of human thought.
So get this, right now, on this planet, there are about 7,000 different languages being spoken. I mean, that's just an incredible tapestry of human expression.
But for how long? And that's the real question, isn't it? Because that huge number, that amazing diversity, well, it's way more fragile than you might think.
Okay, check out this number. Over 40% of all the world's languages are endangered. 40%! That's almost half of our entire human linguistic heritage just teetering on the edge of disappearing.
And the speed at which this is happening is just wild. I mean, one language vanishes every 2 weeks. This isn't some slow-motion thing playing out over centuries. No, it's happening right now. That's about 26 languages a year. Poof! An entire universe of stories, ideas, and wisdom just gone. Forever.
And you know, when a language dies, it's not just a list of words we lose. It's so much more. We're talking about losing thousands of years of ecological knowledge that's literally baked into the vocabulary. We lose cultural practices, those crucial bonds between elders and kids, and we even lose unique ways of seeing the world. It's like we're deleting different operating systems for the human mind.
So, okay, this is a huge problem. What have we been doing about it? Well, for a long time, the whole approach has been kind of flawed. We've basically been treating these living, breathing languages like they're dusty old artifacts in a museum. And that's why we need a totally new way of thinking. You see, the old way was all about preservation. It's static. You record some audio, you write a dictionary, and you've basically put the language behind glass. But the new way, revitalization, is completely different. It's about creating a living, breathing ecosystem. It's about treating language not as an artifact to be studied, but as a practice to be lived. And it's all about empowering the communities themselves.
And that right there, is where the Voice Shapes initiative comes into the picture. Because these folks aren't just talking about this new way of thinking. Nope, they are actually building it from the ground up.
At the heart of what they're doing is this idea of a living language ecosystem. So instead of just sticking a language in a digital archive, the whole point of this model is to use tech to make it active again, to make it dynamic, something that young people actually want to engage with, and, this is key, to put the power back in the hands of the communities.
Okay, that's the big idea, the what. But what about the how? How does this actually work? Well, this is where technology and tradition collide. And honestly, the way they're doing it is pretty radical.
It all comes down to 3 big innovations. First up, they've got this phonetic shape system. It literally turns spoken words into these tangible, animated 3D glyphs you can see and interact with. Super cool. Second, gamified stewardship. Basically turning language learning into a fun, cooperative adventure. And third, this one is a game changer, polymorphic production. The best way to think about this is like a master key. You input a word just once, and that single entry can automatically create a whole bunch of different learning resources.
But look, this isn't just about fancy tech. Not at all. The whole thing is built on this really deep ethical foundation they call sovereignty by design. Get this. Every single word they process has something called a consent manifest attached to it. It's basically a digital certificate that carries the community's rules right inside the data itself. Who gets to use it, how they can use it, even for how long. It puts the indigenous communities in the driver's seat, giving them total control over their own cultural data.
I know this all might sound a bit abstract, a little high level, so let's bring it right down to earth. Let's look at a real-world example and follow the journey of just one single word. So let's take the word for river. What you're seeing here is the first production-ready thing to come out of their system. It looks like a simple flashcard, right? But there is so much more going on.
Because even in this one little flashcard, their entire philosophy is packed inside. You've got cultural integrity baked right in with that consent and attribution we talked about. It's built to be accessible for everyone right from the start. And on the tech side, it's rock solid. which means this isn't just a one-off project. It's built to scale up, big time.
Okay, so remember that polymorphic production thing I mentioned? The master key idea? Here's where it gets really cool. It all starts with one single word, one source of truth.
And from that one entry, the system can automatically spit out things like these physical flashcards, complete with pronunciation guides, ready to be used in a classroom.
But wait, there's more! From that exact same data file, it can also create these amazing, immersive, augmented reality experiences. You see? One word goes in, multiple tools come out, and the whole time the community is in control. It's powerful stuff.
So, when you step back and look at the whole thing, what does it all add up to? Well, the potential impact here is just transformative. We're talking about creating a future where endangered languages don't just survive in the digital world, they can actually thrive.
Think about the timeline. Right away, you get a boost in youth engagement while also validating the knowledge of the elders. That's huge. Then, in a couple of years, this can lead to real economic justice and totally transform education. And long-term, the big picture, we're talking about what they call cultural climate change, creating the right conditions for these languages to flourish again. And hey, maybe even providing truly ethical data to train the AIs of the future.
There's a quote from the team that I think just nails it. They say, "We're not just building technology, we're prototyping a new relationship between indigenous knowledge and digital systems." And that's it, right? This whole project is so much bigger than just language. It's a blueprint for a totally new, respectful way for ancient wisdom and modern tech to work together. And that really leaves us with a big, powerful question to think about. For so long, technology, especially in this space, has been extractive. It takes. But this initiative, Voice Shapes, it challenges that whole idea right down to its core. It's asking all of us to imagine, and then to actually go out and build a future where our technology can be reciprocal, a future where it actually gives back more than it takes.